Temperatures now climbing even higher this weekend. And 13 Action News reporter Ashley Mendez now tells you what you could do to take care of your body before you go outside.
Coming out to the park this weekend may not be the best idea since it's going to be very hot. But if you still need to be outside your home, heat exhaustion and heat stroke are two things to keep in mind. Longtime residents may know this, but visitors and new locals may not be used to the dry heat in our valley. And this weekend will be a test for everyone.
Dehydration is the thing that we worry about. So if you're dehydrated, your blood gets thickened, you don't pee, you can hurt your organs in terms of you're not peeing, you hurt your kidneys, and so those are the things that, so that's why we always tell patients drink lots of water, lots and lots of water, not coffee, not beer, but water.
If you don't, heat exhaustion can happen.
Dizziness, excessive sweating, cool, pale, clammy skin, weak pulse, but rapid, and muscle cramps.
Or even a heat stroke.
You may not even know you're having a heat stroke, but until you start having the headache and you're like, oh gee, I'm not sweating, I must be okay. But no, you could be already past that point.
Dr. Ng says the red, dry skin and headaches are usually good indicators to seek medical attention or call 911, something that Manrique Galindo and his family are looking to avoid. They were today at the park, but this weekend he may be choosing another option.
Stay home. I think that's the best way. But coronavirus, that's scary.
But if you plan on being outdoors, Dr. Ng recommends find a way to stay cool.
Find shade if you're going to be in a pool. Enjoy the pool. Distance. Wear your mask. It's big. You got to keep the mask going because we don't want COVID going around. And stay 6 feet apart.
Remember that the heat affects you and your loved ones, and that includes your pets. The ground could be very hot for them, and they will also need lots of water, so take the necessary precautions to take care of them too. Astrid Mendez, 13 Action News.
Well, today, NHP Sergeant Ben Jenkins got the hero send-off that he deserves. He was shot and killed in the line of duty back on March 27th. A memorial service was held for him in Elko, and it was live streamed on the NHP Facebook page. Troopers say the 47-year-old was shot and killed near Ely after he stopped to help a driver on the side of the road. Well, troopers say the suspected gunman is this man, 65-year-old John Dabritz. Now, NHP says Dabritz stole Jenkins' uniform and took off in his patrol car after the shooting. Dabritz was found after an hours-long manhunt. He is currently in jail facing a murder charge, and he's also facing 4 felony charges out of Nye County connected to explosive devices.
People across Las Vegas and also the country right now, they are, of course, struggling to make ends meet as the pandemic continues. And a new survey from Apartment List found that 32% of those who answered didn't make their full housing payments on time for July. It also found that missed payments are common for both renters and also homeowners. It also found that 1 in 5 renters are very or even extremely concerned about facing eviction through the end of the year.
Well, if you or a loved one works in a religious school or a conservative nonprofit, there is a chance that birth control may no longer be free through the company insurance plan. And our political reporter, Joe St. George, is in Washington and explains the impact of today's ruling from the Supreme Court and what happens next.
Another consequential ruling here at the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington impacting families, particularly women, that may impact access to birth control. You see, when the Affordable Care Act was signed into law 10 years ago, President Obama made clear that women should have access to free birth control on their insurance plans, even if their bosses disagreed with providing it. Churches didn't have to comply, but many religious and conservative nonprofits like the Little Sisters of the Poor, universities, high schools, and hospitals had to offer it. Well, that changes today. Justices ruling in a 7-2 opinion that if an employer has a sincere moral objection, they don't have to offer free contraception through their insurance plans. The federal government estimating anywhere between 70,000 to 126,000 women could now lose contraceptive coverage across the country as a result, meaning women may have to pay $30 to $50 a month out of pocket. Now, today's news wasn't the only victory for conservatives. Justices also ruled that teachers and employees in religious schools can't sue for employment discrimination like employees in other businesses. The High Court also announcing tomorrow will be the last day for opinions, which means we'll find out the president must release his tax returns. Joe St. George, 13 Action News.
So staying safe when you go out of town, what some friends changed about their vacation to try to avoid COVID-19.
Plus, getting freshmen prepared for school, how UNLV student leaders are helping without going on campus for orientation. And borrowing money during the pandemic, the new rule you need to know before signing up for a payday loan. Welcome back at 5. Well, incoming UNLV students aren't able to go to orientation in person, but they won't miss out on that experience altogether. Several student orientation leaders are talking to hundreds of incoming students virtually. The leaders are making personal introductions, answering questions, and making sure the students are prepared.
Well, right now, you, of course, may be ready to take a summer trip, but, of course, the pandemic is making that and almost anything risky. And reporter Jordan Betts spoke with a woman who made a lot of changes to a recent vacation, all in the name of safety.
You can be safe when you travel. I think the thing you don't want to do is say, let's go on a plane flight that's crowded.
Because of the coronavirus, people all over are trying to figure out how to go on vacation and not contract COVID-19.
This is, I think, our 4th year going.
Jen Christensen and her friends usually fly to Tucson every year. However, this year's vacation was different due to the virus.
That's when we decided, well, it's all adults. There's 6 of us, we can drive. On the drive down, we always wore our masks when we went inside to use the restroom. We had a huge thing of hand sanitizer in the center console of the car.
Dr. Dana Hawkinson with the University of Kansas Health System recently flew for a vacation and protected himself on the flight.
We actually did proper hand hygiene.
He says flying now can be very risky.
I think it's certainly more dangerous to fly on July 6th than it was on June 6th.
Christensen and her friends did things a little different this year. The house they rented, no one has been inside it since November, and they never went to public places.
When we go down there, we literally lay by the pool all day. Like this house is empty, we go down there to relax. So we never go out.
For food, they didn't go out to eat.
We actually downloaded their local grocery stores app, and we just had everything delivered to the house.
Doctors say while everyone wants to travel for the summer, you need to remind yourself this virus is everywhere. For this group of friends, they still enjoyed themselves, even if it was a little different than normal.
It wasn't easy, but it was doable, and we just knew we had the perfect socially distant vacation planned, so that made the drive worth it for us.
Well, there is new concern that more people will fall into traps of borrowing money at extremely high interest rates during this pandemic. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau just issued a final rule on payday loans. It does not require the lender to check if the person borrowing the money can actually afford to pay it back. This was something that they used to do. Well, nationally, the average interest rate on a payday loan is about 400%. It's a lot of money. Well, the pandemic has changed online dating, and now Tinder is changing as well. The app is testing a video dating feature. Users will say if they are interested in a video date after matching with someone. If both people are interested, the feature will be unlocked. Tinder says it will let people get to know each other without having to exchange phone numbers. It's not available in Las Vegas just yet.
Well, Walgreens will soon be another place where you can see a doctor. The pharmacy chain plans on opening about 700 clinics with primary care doctors available. Well, the clinics will be open under the name Village Medical, which already operates clinics separate from Walgreens. Well, it says that combining primary care with pharmacies will help improve patients' health. And the Mahogany fire right now on Mount Charleston is fully contained tonight, but firefighters right now are still working to try and put it out completely. The U.S. Forest Service believes it was started by an illegal campfire. Investigators are also still searching for who's responsible for starting it last week. If you do have any information, you're being urged to contact Las Vegas Crime Stoppers. All right, we've been talking about this triple-digit heat is going to get more intense as this week goes on.
That's right. Let's check in with Danny Beckstrom for the very latest. Danny.
Yeah, that's right. Earlier this week, wind was the main weather headline, which was a concern with fire danger. But wind will weaken heading into the weekend, and our attention will turn to the temperatures as they just skyrocket, with an excessive heat warning going into effect starting Saturday through the start of next week. Want to get you a check outside right now. Temperatures are actually near normal this afternoon. We're at 103 at McCarran, 101 for Centennial Hills, 107 for Henderson. So hot? Yes, of course. It's July in Las Vegas. But this is right around where we should be, not just for the Las Vegas Valley, but really across the region. We are at 99 degrees right now in Indian Springs, 100 degrees for Pahrump, 109 for